Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from the Shellshear project in Brisbane, Australia. I get lots of questions, and some of the questions I get more than anything else are questions like, how do I price my art? How do I sell my art? And selling your art is really marketing your art. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today because I think it's such a big subject. And I repeat it because it's necessary. It takes sometimes a long time for artists to recognize the fact that in this day and age, in this art market, you have to sell your work because you are the best salesperson you know. Now, when you get out there the first few times and you do it, you're going to realize that this is hard work. And that's why I lay down some specific things that I believe you need to do when you go out there and market your art. Look, these are simple things. You've got to develop sales skills. Now, I'm not trying to get you to become the super salesperson or become the person who's going to sell, door to door, nothing like that. I want you to develop sales skills, to understand the psychology of selling, to understand that people don't want to be sold to, people want to buy. Now, I know that doesn't make sense. It sounds around the wrong way. If you want to buy, why don't you want to be sold to? Because it's a strange thing. We don't like the idea of somebody selling us something. We really want to make the decision to buy it ourselves. So our job, if we're going to sell our artwork, is not to come out and blatantly sell it to them, but to help them make the decision that they want to buy their work. And that takes skill, my friends. Some skills that we are not just given at birth. These are skills that we need to learn. And I say to everybody, please go and do the free tutorials on selling. Listen to all the talks there are and the seminars that are there for selling. And just listen to what they say and hear what they say. And put it into practice. Find the areas that they talk about that make sense to you. Not all of it's going to make sense, but the bits that do, the bits that stick, and then act them out. Learn how to do it, and then do it. So if you're going to learn to do these things, you're going to have to then practice on people. And you practice on people by learning to talk to strangers. Now, for a lot of people, not just artists, and it's not just about artists who are shy, the majority of people do not want to stand up and talk to a group of strangers. Why? Because their sense of inferiority, their sense of not being able to do it, that this could all go badly wrong for me. When in reality, the worst that can happen when you get up and talk to people is you're going to bore them. That's about the worst that could happen. There's no mutilation, no arms and legs chopped off. It's just this fear of standing up in front of people. So you've got to learn to get over that. So you've got to develop a great smile. You've got to learn to smile constantly with people so that people feel the friendliness that you're bringing across. This friendly attitude that you're enthusiastic and passionate about your art and you just want to talk to them. You don't want to sell them. See, I don't like the idea of hard sell. I've never have. I've always liked the idea of being friendly to people and allow people through my enthusiasm, through my passion for the art, to become convinced that they want to buy it. It's kind of like permission marketing. It's allowing them to give me permission to pick the piece up and wrap it up for them. And you can develop this. This is simple skills, my friend. Just being friendly, just learning to smile when people talk to you and not being afraid of strangers. There's nothing to be afraid of because once you've spoken to them, you've probably become friends with them. So they're no longer strangers. So it's a matter of getting in front of people. Okay, now the next thing you have to do is look for opportunities to show your work. Now, these opportunities can take place in many, many places. It can be that you can get into a gallery and therefore that's an opportunity to sell your work. But, the reality is there's just not that many galleries around. So we've got to look for other opportunities. People put paintings into restaurants, into coffee shops, into doctors' surgeries, into dentist surgeries, even into the offices of lawyers. Find places where you can put your work. You might not sell it in these places, but at least you're putting your name up there, at least you're putting your work out there, and you're giving people the opportunity to buy. And that's what we've got to do. Look for competitions that you can be in. There's always competitions out there that you can be in. Competitions are great to give you not just exposure, but it gives you the opportunity to see your work beside other people's work and give yourself the ability to gauge where you are. Not getting there to compare and say, oh, my work's terrible, or my work's great. No, it's just to gauge your place, where you are in your growth as an artist as you climb the ladder of art. Okay, so look for competitions to be in. Look for art markets to be in. You know, the weekend markets, some there's a fair on at the local school or the local church. Be involved in them. Put your work out there. Allow people to see it. Allow people to have a comment on it and see, and you can gauge from them. And you know, most times, as I always teach you, if people like you, there's a good chance they'll like your art as well. It's just the way it is. If they like us, they like our art. So that friendliness and being out there, because we really need to have face-to-face contact with people. One, it builds our self-esteem and our self-confidence and helps us to talk about our art. And you know, artists, that's one of the most important things you can do, is talk about your art. Why you did it, what's it about, where you're going, what's your vision, why are you an artist. All these things are talking about what you create. Okay, your face talking about your art. Get into all the Facebook artist groups. And you know, when you get into these groups and you show your work, be really different. Be really different, guys. Put a story with it. Because I look at all these Facebook artist groups all the time, and most of them are just, you know, the title, the medium, the size, and often the price. And that's all there is to it. There's no story about it. You look at it and you go, well, what's it about? What's this artist trying to communicate here with me? You know, the painting's not speaking to me, so what's happening here? I always love a story with paintings. In the gallery, it was such a big thing to me that I understood the story behind the paintings because it made it easier to sell to people. Learn to deal with people face to face. It's what we need to do. So be in all these things. Be in competitions, be in group shows, be in art fairs, be at art markets, be at little pop-up things, you know, in the community. Go and put your work there. Why? Because it's an opportunity for you to meet people and build your people skills, because you will need them. Because one day, if you're going to have a big show in a major gallery, you will need great skills to be able to walk up and talk to people and deal with people. Okay, I see such necessity for this, that you learn these simple skills about being able to face with a customer. It's not easy, but you can learn. All of us can learn new tricks. We honestly can. So guys, I say to you, market your work and market it in as many places you can. Look for opportunities always to put your work somewhere so that you are able to show your pieces and come up with ideas. You know, do things that are different. Be the person who innovates. Remember, there's no hard and fast rules in the art business. You know, a lot of people think the hard and fast rules is you must be in a gallery and must go through that way. No, those days are gone. We got the internet. We got this. You can do videos. You can do lots of things to promote your work and put it out in front of people. Okay, guys, I hope that helps a little bit. I hope that encourages you. And I hope it makes you think about, how do I get my art out in front of people all the time? Okay, you have a fabulous day. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Remember, there's people out there who are hurting. Hugs and smiles are free. Give them away generously. And we'll talk tomorrow, hey? Ciao.